If you're wondering what it's like to work as a professional organizer, you are in the right place, because in today's video, I'm going to share with you the best and worst things about working as a professional organizer. And I'm also going to share a discount code with you for my new Organize for a Living class, for those of you who are looking to start a career as a professional organizer. Hi, I'm Katherine Lawrence. I help you live a life with less clutter so you can focus on the things that truly matter. So let's talk about some of the best things about working in this business. I love that I'm helping people in a very direct and hands-on way. I didn't often have that when I worked for a big company and had a corporate job. I didn't really have a lot of hands-on experience with my clients or my customers. When I'm organizing someone's home and we're seeing the results right then and there, and the person is very grateful and they're saying thank you, and you just know that they're going to have a better day and a better home because you were able to help them. It's just a really great feeling. Now, I gotta say, I love being my own boss. I love that I don't have to sit through big meetings with lots of coworkers and do performance reviews with my boss and all of those things that came with my corporate job. I love just deciding that I'm gonna do something or offer a new service or take a new direction, and I just do it. The nice thing about being your own boss is that you set your own schedule. So I can work my time around the things that are important to me. If I want to be home at a certain time in the afternoon to walk my dogs, I can do that. And if I want to take a 3-day weekend and not worry about calculating my time off through a company, I can do that as well. Being your own boss, you do have to motivate yourself, but luckily that's something that comes easy to me. I enjoy being productive and finding things that motivate me and inspire me. So I think I'm a pretty good boss as far as keeping myself on track. Another thing that I love about this job is that I'm always learning something. Whether I'm learning a new marketing strategy or a new technical skill, like working on my website, or if I'm learning about a new productivity tool that I can share with my clients that I think is going to help them out, or if I'm just learning about a new way to organize something or a new product that can help people get organized. There's always something to learn in this business. And after doing this for 16, 17 years, there's really never been a week or a month that I haven't learned something new. And one of the best things about this job is that I meet some really interesting people. Now, I know there's an old joke that goes around that says, if you have a clear desk, you have a clear mind, and that people that are organized aren't really fun or interesting. And I don't think that's true, but I can tell you that I've been in some really messy, chaotic houses, and some of those people have had the coolest lives. They're very generous. They're always helping others, which is probably one reason that they're a little overextended, is because they've piled so many things onto their plate. But they're fun to hang out with, and it's cool to hear, what they're trying to do that day, or, what activities or they're involved with, or what they're volunteering to do, or what they're trying to accomplish through their work. So I get to spend my time with some pretty interesting people, and it's always a little adventure. Okay, so let's get into a few of the cons, or the worst parts about working for yourself as a professional organizer. Sometimes it's a little hard to predict your income, and I'll tell you why. You need to be prepared for cancellations. Remember, you're going to be working with those overextended people who may not have a calendar system. They may forget that you're even coming that day. So cancellations are a big part of working with a population that struggles with time management and overextending themselves. Now, you can get around this a little bit with cancellation fees, sending your clients reminders, but sometimes it's not even a disorder that leads to the cancellations. It could be that their kids are sick. It could be that the weather is bad. I know I live in Virginia, and we have days that are 10 degrees, so I can't organize a garage, or I might not even be able to get off of my own property because of snow or ice or some other inclement weather. We also have days that are over 90 degrees. So I can't work in attics that day. I can't really work in garages, certainly not in the afternoon. So sometimes the weather can be a factor in the amount of clients that you can take in a certain week. One of the other things about this job that can get me a little depressed or down is that you really cannot fix people. And I think anyone who has worked in this industry for any amount of time, they've had the experience where they go to a client's house and they get an area organized. Maybe it's a closet or a living space. And when you leave as the organizer, the space is perfectly organized. Everything's put away, looks great. And then you come back a month later and it's back maybe even worse than it was before you helped your client to organize. So you're going to meet people in this profession that have a chronic problem. And there's tons of reasons that that could be the case. But the reality is that you as the organizer can only show them the methods, the system, and give them some hands-on support. But at the end of the day, if they are undoing all of the organization that you put together during your session, that's really out of your control. And I think a lot of organizers, certainly myself as well, struggle with, well, is there something better I could have done for them? Was there some technique I didn't show them? Was there something that I could be doing better to help them? And, you know, like I said, you're always learning. There's always techniques that you can bring and offer to them. But at the end of the day, you can certainly support them in continuing to create order in their space or helping them to learn. But you really can't fix them if it is a chronic problem. And just realizing that your clients may never be as organized as you yourself are, and that this is a very complicated thing for some people. Another thing that I think is hard as an organizer is that you really need to be on. So when you come in to see your client, even if you yourself have had a bad day or things are going wrong or something is screwed up in your life, you have to really kind of set that aside and focus on that person, because I don't think it's helpful to come into someone's house and like bring your drama and bring your chaos, especially since you are most likely going into a very chaotic situation. So you have to, I find, kind of compartmentalize your own life so that you can help that person with their crisis or their chaos. And just focus on them. So this job can be physically and mentally exhausting. You may be carrying out bags of donations. You may be moving books from the basement up to the top floor of someone's house. So physically, you really need to be on. So I did a video, I'll put a link to that here, about having a productive day. And I talked a little bit about the things that I do, like getting a good night's rest, eating healthy foods, bringing a protein shake on the job, because you need to be on for that amount of time, whether it's a couple of hours or a whole day. Your client is really going to be looking to you to stay energized and to help them go through this process. So the last thing I'll say about this job, and I wouldn't even say this is the worst thing, but it's just something that I find kind of weird, which is asking someone for money to do something that I love doing so much and often find kind of easy. So let me explain that, because, you know, when you're reading these books on how to find the perfect career, or you hear someone say, you know, do something you love and you'll never work a day in your life, I feel like I have found that with organizing. But the reality is I have training expenses, I have insurance costs, I have bookkeeping cost. And so there are bills that I have to pay to do this job. So I know I have to charge for it. And of course, I also have a mortgage and all of these other things to maintain. So this is a job. I mean, this is how I make my money to pay my bills. But I wish I could just do it for free and help everyone, regardless of what their budget is, because you will certainly, working as a professional organizer, have someone come to you and say, you know, I'm really financially strapped. Can you please give me a discount, or can you do some extra hours for free? You know, people will ask that of you, and if I'm in a position to give someone a little extra time or take a little discount, I certainly will. But the reality is, this is how I pay the bills. So I'm going to have to charge those fees, even if I'm doing something I absolutely love. And some days it doesn't even feel like work. It's really enjoyable. So I'm curious if you guys have kind of that same feeling. And please share in the comments below if you are thinking about becoming an organizer, or if you are working as an organizer or maybe a new organizer. Tell me what some of the best and worst things are for you, and let me know in the comments below. Now, I also want to tell you about a course that I have created. It's actually a course I had many, many years ago. I used to teach it live, and now I have improved it and I've put it on a platform called Udemy. And I'm going to put a link to the class in the description box below, but I also want to put on the screen right now a promo code for you guys that are watching my YouTube channel, hopefully subscribing to my YouTube channel. This promo code you can use for my Organize for a Living class on Udemy. Now, there is a limited number of this code, so you may find if you're watching this video down the road that it has expired. If that's the case, I'm going to try to put a different code or maybe a slightly different discount in the description box below. So if this code doesn't work, check the description box below. And I'd love to see you in that course. And overall, organizing for a living is like probably the best career, well, certainly the best career choice I have ever made. And I love 95% of it. But it is a great job. And if that's a career that you're looking into, please subscribe to this channel, and I'd love to see you in that course. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.